Alright, look, anytime we get any new figure reveals, it's always a very cool thing. But San Diego Comic-Con is the con, right? And so I must admit to feeling a little bit underwhelmed by what we got to see Transformers-wise, right? Like, it's not a Transformers Tuesday, it's San Diego Comic-Con. It was, let's be honest, a Repaint-a-palooza, but amongst that, there was still some diamonds in the rough. So, let's have a look. So, first cab off the rank was the new Studio Series Commander Class Ultra Magnus. New class, new figure, appropriate because he's the city commander and it's Commander Class. So, you know, there's some brand synergy going on there. I don't know if I like it. I think I do, right? There's parts of it that I do like. I like that he's that big. I really like that he actually functions as a car carrier. Isn't that a novel twist for a car carrier alt mode? The flip side of that is I'm not super sure on some of his proportions, and his chest looks a little too bitty. Parts of him too thin for what you think of as Magnus. I don't know. I need to see more. I need to see a wider range of product shots, and hopefully, you know, at the PulseCon they said was coming up. It'd be nice if they show him off again there. But like, remember this? Here's more. You know what I need? I need Mark talking about it to really get me in the zone, because in some of those pictures, I really don't know about that shoulder joint. Like, I know they're doing the he comes apart thing, but I think there could have been a tidier way to do that, and I don't know if that as a gimmick is worth that strange gappy shoulder. I don't know why. At the moment, it's really sticking in my craw. I'm gonna get it, but that does stick in my craw. I still think maybe, is Earthrise still the definitive Magnus? Time will tell. Alright, then we got to see Ratchet and Frenzy. Obvious repaints, right? We knew they were coming, but they're welcome repaints, right? Because they're original repaints. If they did it in the 80s as a repaint, it's okay for it to be a repaint now. And so that's fine. Lots of people will want those for the 86 collection. I didn't manage to get Rumble. If I can get Frenzy, I'll get Frenzy, but otherwise I can kind of live with what we got as like the Siege and Earthrise tape bots, whenever the hell they came out. They're doing it for me, right? They still work enough for how often I'm gonna have Rumble and Frenzy out. Ratchet, I don't know. The 86 Ironhide is choice, but the, you know, the apron for the hip skirt, it's almost a deal breaker, and I am pretty happy with like the Genslex Earthrise Ratchet, and I also managed to get the Siege Ratchet. There's enough Ratchet representation that I can leave that Ratchet if, you know, I don't... Yeah, on sale. I'll get it on sale if I see it on sale. Novocaine, obviously there was going to be a second release of that because there was 2 in the movie. I know in my Battle Trap video I was like, do as many repaints as you want and I'll get them. Now that I've seen the movie, maybe. Core class is strangely expensive, so maybe I'll get that again on clearance, but it's not, you know, blowing my robo booties off. We also got to see Studio Series Nightbird, and that is a hard pass. It just doesn't look great. It's like, is it my imagination, or is the mainline deluxe one almost a better fit for Nightbird than this Studio Series one? Just real chicken leggy with a thick, I don't know. Who cares? Movie purists. And then the, maybe, I don't know, the weirdest, crummiest reveal of all of them was potentially Noah in Exosuit. I had hoped that it was just going to be like Energon Kicker was, and just a half-size G.I. Joe. Maybe give him a transforming accessory or something, like a gun that transforms, so he's a bit action mastery, but that representation turning into that weird-ass plane, I don't know if that was a toy-based obligation, or maybe he had a alt mode at one stage of a movie draft when this toy came to existence, but not only do I not really need a movie representation of Noah, I super don't need that representation of Noah. Then they moved on to the legacy stuff, which is a little bit more my speed, and this was real repaint heavy. So they started us off by having a look at that hot shot. You got that little breakfast teaser, hot shot. And all that has done is made me wish that I hadn't bought the regular release hot shot. Because I'm not going to get 2, but I did want 1. And when one comes with extra guns and his mini-con is a little more kind of, I guess, faithful, they did get power-ups, right? I'd rather that one. But because I've already got the little yellow one, I'm not getting the flame one. Unless I do get the flame one. And then they showed us all the the G2 Capsule, Walmart, Toxitron sort of stuff. We'd seen all that, there's reviews out, you can buy a lot of that. That was a little bit of a snooze fest. But whilst I don't really plan on getting any of them other than, is it Cloud Raker? I don't know. I could always use another Seeker Conehead. I'm going to get him. I don't think I'm getting any others. I don't begrudge their existence though. I think they look really fun and I'm glad they exist and they're going to make a lot of people really happy. I'm just not one of them. Then I think things got a little bit more interesting. We got into some more sort of highly anticipated exclusive-y business. Cascade and Javelin. I don't know if this is what people were expecting. I know we were all quite curious as to what that was actually going to look like. And I really like... God, which one's which? I think Cascade's the good one. I don't know. They're, even for a nerd of my magnitude, these are some obscure-ass characters. But the one that is from Studio Series Bumblebee RC looks really cool. And I would love to have that figure. But can you believe that for, I think it's Javelin, we're doing that Combiner Wars, Fembot used on everyone to make Orpheus, Alita Awesome, whatever the hell that combiner ended up be calling. The one that eventually then became Chromia as well. Just, that is such an old mold at this point, right? Is that like a 5 or 6 year old mold? Even when it was a fresh mold, it wasn't great. Now it's gone beyond blue cheese mold into, it's just mold. It's a moldy mold. I don't think anyone was asking to revisit that particular mold. It's no good. It's just no good. Then we got to see, I think it's pronounced Narcel. Narcel. I don't know. The Iron Patriot looking Seeker mold. That's cool, right? It's really nice the level of fan service that they're doing with creating representations for all these really obscure Seekers. Again, in that format, I don't know if I necessarily want it. It would have been more appealing to me if he'd been part of a obscure Seeker 2-pack. Because then it's a lot of the time, 2 Voyagers, when you buy it in the box, isn't quite the price of 2 Voyagers separately. So you're like, yeah, okay, that can, for a value for money standpoint, that's worth it. But I don't know. I don't know if I need that particular extra Seeker in I do. I'm probably going to get it. Is this why they do this volume of repaints? Because they know that no matter what they throw at us, someone somewhere is going to be like, well, that's a lazy amount of effort to bring to the table, but I'm going to buy it. I really think the highlight of the old school deep dive molds is Nova Prime. Or they calling him just Galaxy Prime. But it's Nova Prime, right? When he was teased on the kind of minor Megatron back of the box, I don't know why, but I was so sure that he was going to be a repaint remold of that Volvo Prime, the one they did the Christmas Prime. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because there was one of the fan meet the creators kind of days where Mark was like, it's Christmas now, but we got some big plans for that one. Wait until you see what's coming on that one. And so I felt like maybe that's what he was talking about, but it does make sense to come from Cybertron Galaxy Force Prime. Again, at least this one was not just a straight repaint, and it was quite remolded, and we do need a representation of that guy, so I am definitely going to get that, and I'm excited about it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's all just still so heavy on the repaints and remolds. I would have liked to have seen a couple more figures. They must be saving some more fat reveals for PulseCon. Then there was a couple of gift sets, which if you hadn't dipped into those figures yet, the gift set's a great way to get it, and it's a nice little, I see what you did there, to the gift sets you used to be able to get back in the day, and they got some extra paint apps, so hardcore completionists will buy it, people who'd been thinking about dipping their toe will get it, people who missed out on Breakdown will probably almost get it, because have you seen the aftermarket price on that guy at the moment? It's huge. Huge. Then we got to see something that I'm as excited for as I don't care about. And that's the Shattered Glass 2-pack of Sideswipe and Rodimus. Rodimus, I couldn't give a hoot, right? I don't know, the Nemesis Rodimus doesn't do it for me. I feel like regular Prime can sort out Nemesis Rodimus, but that Shattered Glass Sideswipe, that has been something, oh my god, Armada Wheeljack is something I have been longing for just the longest time. I think almost every single one of these reveal videos at some point, I'm like, just use Siege Sideswipe for Armada Wheeljack. Do it. Look, here it is. Here's the Digibash I made like 8 million years ago, demanding this figure, and now we have him, sort of. You have to imagine that this is like, you know, the pre-color to what will inevitably be actual colored Armada Wheeljack. But just in case it's not, I'm gonna probably have to get this set just to cover my bases. Maybe I'll shift it on its way once that's all done and dusted if we get Armada Wheeljack, but I've wanted this repurposing of this mold for such a long time that I'm, you know, not willing to risk not getting that tooling of that figure, and I don't think I mind if I have two slightly different colored ones, because I really want Armada Wheeljack. Oh, I want that figure. Just give it to me. Come on, I'm right here. Do it. And then the last kind of like back end sort of reveal-y that we got to have a look at was the Stranger Things Transformers crossover, which when I first saw it, I assumed it was just a Digibash meme, because to me, that pizza van is not nearly iconic enough to warrant a Transformers crossover. Like, it's cool as a license, like VW van, it's got a good deco, it turns into a cool figure, so depending on how much that price is out at, I'll probably get it, maybe I'll get it. But there are just so many iconic pop culture vehicles that I would love to see hit on before it was like, you know what? The pizza van from Stranger Things Season 3. That is, after Ecto 1 and the time-traveling DeLorean, that's number 3 on my list. Forget a second Jurassic Park. Don't bother trying to work anything out to do the Scooby van or the Turtle van or even pump out Bumblebee again as Herbie the Love Bug. What we need? That pizza van. Is that this generation's Scooby van? Who is this for? Me, I guess. I'm probably gonna get it. God damn it. Look, that brings us to an end of our reveals. At the front end, I'm like, oh, so many repaints. Boo, hiss, boo. Smithers, they're booing me. They're saying boo words. Boo words. But, like, there are a lot of them, they're crispy, right? They look nice. I'm definitely gonna get some of them. So I don't know, you guys like me? Are you getting a little bit of like repaint fatigue, but then at the same time not enough to, you know, complain with your wallet, and you'll still get them, and so they'll still keep making them because we keep getting them, perpetuating a vicious cycle. And like what came first, the chicken or the repainted chicken kind of deal? Or the chicken to be able to repaint it. You get what I'm saying, right? Is it getting a bit over the top? Are they taking the piss? Let me know. I want to hear about it in the comments below. Let's get nerdy with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next big set of reveals if I happen to have the time to do one of these videos.